Hello, namaste. It's been quite a while since I made one of these. Just thought I'd say hi and tell you a little about this fast I did. 2 weeks on water, 12 days actually, and felt really good. Did a bicycle ride equal to the best I've done up here on the mountain, very hilly. And so that was pretty cool. Worked out the whole time. Never took time off. I usually do that twice a week, and I kept going with that. Was hungry for several days, a couple days, but it passed, and it was all good. Yeah, did good. And thinking about detoxing the whole time and experiencing detoxing. I tried to fast a few months before, and I had been doing a lot of eating chocolate, cannabis chocolate, the summer previous when I was driving around in my RV, and yeah, that wasn't so good when that stuff started coming out. I was faint, and I'd stand up and rush out. Yeah, so I aborted that fast, and of course, stayed away from that stuff, and I've quit it now. So this next fast, I still got some out, but not, not enough to derail the thing. So it worked out really well, and just wanted to talk a little about detoxing. There's so many people who are interested in the subject now because we intuitively feel we're toxic because, well, we are. And I think the bottom line is if stuff just came out, like the meat you've eaten, like the benzene you've gotten every time you filled up your car with gas, if all these toxins just came out when you fasted or when you cleansed, they wouldn't be bad for you. But truth is, they're really bad for you, and they build up over time. And I was lucky because I quit eating meat at 18, 1973, and so I didn't really have the toxins most people have. So I've never experienced it to the degree that a lot of people do, which is really awesome. But it doesn't matter. Wherever you are on your journey, you can detox. And the main thing is, like what I did with the edible cannabis, I stopped. I completely stopped doing it when I realized it was building up to that degree in me. So that's the first thing. You've got to stop retoxing. So rather than thinking about detoxing and getting this stuff out, better to think about not doing it and just stopping and learning what is going to build up in your system, what is going to be toxic and what isn't. And meat is the worst because these animals are fed massive amounts of growth hormone, antibiotics, and did you know the antibiotics help the animal put on more weight faster? They don't actually feed these antibiotics just to keep the bugs down and keep them from getting sick and all that kind of stuff. No. They actually have found out that they put on more weight faster with massive amounts of antibiotics, so they give them massive amounts of antibiotics. And so you hear, oh, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, that's going to be better. Not really, maybe a little bit. You're certainly not going to get the growth hormone and the antibiotics, but those animals are still, like us, exposed to a lot of toxins. For instance, that Fukushima incident that happened a couple of years ago, I read recently, that is still spewing out nuclear waste at an incredible rate, something like 30,000 tons a day, something ridiculous. So this stuff's still coming out. Our Earth is under such an attack, and to me, nuclear power is just, and weapons, it's unconscionable to leave this waste that, like the nuclear power is probably worse than the weapons because it's making this nuclear waste that's radioactive for tens of thousands of years. We're leaving this to future generations, which, the masters say we tend to incarnate on the same planet over and over and over. Well, guess what? We're future generations, so we're leaving this stuff to ourselves. And next time we come, might not be so nice around here. Anyway, got off the subject, but I had to throw that out. And I just really like to communicate that detoxing is a lifelong process. It's not something you just go on a fast, go on a cleanse, it's all good. No. I mean, that really puts your body through a ringer because it has no way to detox this stuff really. There's no natural way that your body has evolved to get rid of this incredible number of toxins we have now and the incredible amounts we are exposed to now. Your body has evolved no mechanism to rid itself of this stuff, and neither have the animals. So when you eat a piece of meat, you get virtually all the toxins that animal ever got. Think about that one. Oh my God. So this is no small matter. So to stop, as I call retoxing, stop putting this stuff in your body, meat, dairy, wheat, that kind of stuff, eggs, of course. Stop putting this stuff in your body and you'll begin to detox naturally and slowly. And then something like cilantro really helps. Cilantro, spirulina is really good. Dulse helps you get it out of the body when you loosen it up because, of course, as I covered in my last detox video, detoxification is a two-stage process whereby you loosen up the toxins from their hiding places throughout your tissues, your fat, your liver, and put them into circulation. So now they're in your bloodstream and your lymphatic system and they need to come out. So that's loosening them up. Now we need to get them out of the body. So that's the other stage, 2 stages. Loosen them up and usher them out of the body. And I found the best way to do this is enemas, or colonics even better. But enemas you can do yourself. A colonic is basically a series of enemas. So you're laying on a table and you flip a switch and the water flows into your colon. And then when you're full, either flip a switch or the newer open system, you just let go of it and it goes out, and then you let some more in, that goes out, and you do that for like an hour, and it's really amazing. But with enemas, you can do the same thing with just an enema bag in the comfort of your own home. And it just takes a little practice, no big deal. Sounds kind of weird if you've never thought of it before, but it really does help because your body has 3 ways to get rid of toxins: pooping, peeing, and sweating. And pooping definitely gives you the most bang for your buck. So the most stuff comes out when you poop. So that's the main thing when you're detoxing, is to keep pooping. There's some really good herbs and herbal combinations out there that you can take. Smooth Move tea that you can get at any grocery store is really good, most grocery stores. So detoxing actually is like the most fun you can have, even though you can have some bad days. You can have some days where you feel irritable, where you're, like me, standing up and rushing out and just like, oh my God, having to put your head down. And so, there can be some times when it feels better than others, but on the whole, it's really fun because it makes such a difference to your buzz, to the way you feel day to day, to your energy level. It's totally different when you get some of this stuff out. And you get to a point where, there's still detoxing to be done. You're going to keep doing it for the rest of your life, basically, little by little, And there are layers. There are layers you reach. Different toxins are stored at different layers. So at different times, it feels different than others. But if you're just patient with the process, and if it ever gets too intense like it did on the fast I did where the cannabis was coming out, you just slow down. Just eat again, eat something, to slow it down. Stop the detoxing, whatever you're doing, and let it chill out a little bit and then go back to it. It really is a lot of fun because you feel better and better. And most people, as they age, they're feeling worse and worse, lower and lower energy, tired all the time, all that kind of stuff. Well, you can actually go the other way. You can feel better and better because a huge reason why we age like that is the toxins. So you get those out and you feel so much better. And it's really impossible to put into words the difference, but it's so well worth it. And it becomes a habit to eat as healthy as possible and to detox every now and then. And there are so many ways to do it, so many things that trigger detoxing. Just quitting eating meat will put your body into cleanse mode because your organs are like, I liken them to little animals. They're constantly busy. They're always doing something for you to achieve homeostasis, to make the best they can out of the situation they're in. So they're always busy on your behalf. They're always moving. And when you stop digesting, when you stop putting all the food in, they're going to start cleansing. They're going to start cleaning house. So like, oh my God, we got a break. Let's do this. And they start dumping these toxins. So depending on how long you've been doing this, how old you are, how much toxin you have, it can start just that easy. Just by cleaning up your diet a little bit will put you into detox mode. And this happens to a lot of people. They stop, they read a book or somebody talks to them like this and they get inspired and they quit eating the meat, the dairy, all that stuff, and they start having this detox experience. And it can be rough. If you're pretty toxic and you just start doing this, it's not always easy, especially in the beginning. So they start feeling like crap. They're like, oh my God. People go, yeah, dude, you're not getting enough protein. What are you doing? You can't live like that. You can't live on that rabbit food. And they go, well, all right, I thought this was going to work. But they eat some of that stuff again, and it stops the process, and they feel better. They're like, oh, yeah. How do people do that? I don't want to live like that. I want to have energy and everything. So, and really what I found is when somebody experiences that, it's hard to tell them, well, dude, you were just detoxing too quick. You could slow it down and take it easier and do it gradually. No, man. Rabbit food felt like crap. Real food felt good. Get out of my face. So you got to be a little careful with it, and you got to be patient with it. Like I said, if it just came out, it wouldn't be bad for you. So you've got to be patient. Don't expect dramatic results right away, but just keep going with this process. So just quitting eating the meat, the dairy, all that stuff will put you into detox mode. You don't have to do anything special. But taking a lot of something like cilantro, parsley, green juice, green drinks, the more green you can get into your body, the better, especially in liquid form. And you don't have to have a juicer. You can do it with a blender. Just blend up whatever you're doing with water, strain it, you got juice. Works really great with watermelon or any kind of melon. So, just have fun with it and relax into the process. And don't expect it to go real fast, but do expect this to be a very fun journey, a very enjoyable time in your life where you really make some amazing discoveries. You start feeling better and better. All your little problems start to go away, arthritis, all that kind of stuff begins to get better, especially on a fast. And there's so many. I've learned so much in the last few months about fasting because I've been watching YouTube videos, and there's some really good ones out there now talking about how when you start to fast, your body starts giving you growth hormone. Growth hormone is what really builds muscle. People ask me all the time, well, how can you build muscle if you don't have as much protein? Like, well, you don't really need much at all. Mother's milk is about 3%. Actually, I put this in my last video. Mother's milk was 3% protein is what I read. This lady wrote to me and said, no, it's more like 0.1%. Like, what? So very little protein is actually needed to build muscle and to maintain your body. It's been so gratifying for me to find out just how little that is. And then, so now I'm on a liquid diet and I drink nothing but fruits and vegetables, basically. And, not basically, but that's it. No nuts, no seeds, no grains, no beans, none of that kind of stuff. And that's a fraction of the protein I got years ago when I did nut milks and seed milks and stuff. And I put on muscle just as fast, feel just as good, have just as much energy on a fraction of the protein. So you don't need much. And it's so amazing to start experimenting and letting the body speak to you, letting the body start to lead the way into what it wants and what it doesn't want, and just going with it, honoring that request, and taking it to the next level. So I wish you well on your journey, and just have fun with it, enjoy it, stay hydrated, breathe, and live long and prosper.